Calafiori on the left, Gabriel as left center-back, Saliba as right center-back, Ben White on the right. Remember the names of these 4 defenders. About 20 years from now, people might talk about it as a legendary story in sports. Calafiori joining Arsenal is like adding wings to a tiger. It means Arsenal's defense, already very strong, just got stronger. Calling Calafiori a comprehensive and versatile defender is accurate, but expecting him to be a Maldini at the present moment might be a bit far-fetched. Calafiori is excellent, but what makes me highly regard the former Bologna defender's transfer is Arteta's decision. Remember, Arsenal is not lacking in defenders at the moment. On the left side, they have Zinchenko and Jakub Kiwior, who are left-footed. Jurriën Timber and Tomiyasu can also play on the left side, making it 4 players capable of playing in this position. Additionally, Arsenal's defense does not urgently need reinforcement. Compared to the striker position or finding backups for the wings, searching for a left back is clearly a lesser priority. So, what will Calafiori bring to Arteta? And is it possible that the Spanish coach has been dazzled by the impressive performances of the young man dubbed the new Paolo Maldini? Riccardo Calafiori is one of the brightest stars of Euro 2024, but Arsenal's decision to sign him is not solely based on his performance in this tournament. Arsenal had been tracking Calafiori for months. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Juventus were also very interested, but Calafiori chose Arsenal because he wanted to play under Mikel Arteta and be part of this promising young team. Mikel Arteta was the driving force behind this deal. He saw Calafiori's talent and potential during his time at Bologna. Calafiori's outstanding performances at Euro 2024 only further proved his ability and mentality on the big stage. Arteta was convinced by Calafiori's technique, defensive acumen, and especially his bravery with the ball. To secure the deal, Arsenal had to expedite negotiations after Real Madrid showed signs of intervening. Sporting director Edu and assistant Jason Ado successfully negotiated a deal worth up to £42 million. Calafiori flew to London for his medical and signed a 5-year contract with Arsenal. Arsenal struggled to maintain stability at the left-back position last season due to injuries and form issues with players like Oleksandr Zinchenko, Takahiro Tomiyasu, and Jakub Kiwior. Arteta always wanted to have 8 official defenders ready, but throughout the season, he often lacked personnel in this position. In this context, Calafiori is an important addition. Despite interest from many other big clubs, Calafiori always prioritized joining Arsenal. This made negotiations easier for Arsenal, although they faced challenges like higher transfer fees for English clubs and a nearly 50% transfer fee share Bologna had to pay Basel. Calafiori's arrival is not only a strategic move to strengthen the defense but also part of Arsenal's long-term strategy to recruit young talented players with significant playing experience. Although the minutes of top-level play for the defender from Roma's academy are not high, whenever he is healthy, he plays at the highest level, in the most intense matches. Therefore, Arteta believes that, like the investment in Ben White before, Calafiori will prove his value in the long term and contribute to competing for titles with Manchester City. Arteta's confidence and determination in this deal helped Arsenal acquire one of Europe's brightest defensive talents. With Calafiori in the lineup, Arsenal's foundation becomes more solid than ever. Signing Calafiori means Arteta himself acknowledges the failures of Zinchenko or Kiwior to some extent. But no one will criticize this failure. Instead, they might want it to happen as quickly as possible. Zinchenko was brought in for the top 3 project, and Kiwior was brought in for similar reasons. But Arsenal is advancing too quickly, and at the moment, their stature must be on par with teams competing in both the Premier League and Champions League. Though ruthless, sidelining these 2 players is extremely necessary. Kiwior has high resale value, but he struggles to attack consistently like Calafiori due to his slower pace. Zinchenko is useful in attack but seems to be a defensive liability. To reach greater heights, Arsenal does not want such a weakness in their lineup. Deciding to move on from recent acquisitions to bring in higher quality players, though painful, directly improves Arsenal's defense and indirectly helps the Gunners soar higher with their goals. It's not just Arsenal, all ambitious Champions League teams have a very strong defense. The 2024-25 Premier League season is just about 2 weeks away, and top teams like Manchester United, Manchester City, and Liverpool are thoroughly preparing to compete for the title or at least a top 4 spot. Manchester United, with Luke Shaw on the left and Lisandro Martinez in the center, have built a formidable left flank full of experience and determination. Shaw is not only good at defending but also excellent at supporting the attack, while Martinez, with his aggressive playing style, brings stability and solidity. Despite the presence of young talent Lenny Yoro, Manchester United's defense still needs time to reach its optimal state. However, MU is likely to bring in De Ligt, a very favored player of Ten Hag. Manchester City, under Pep Guardiola, are always famous for their control of the game. However, they can only do this with solid defense. Ruben Dias and John Stones are outstanding center-backs, always knowing how to stop dangerous attacks from the opponent. Along with Kyle Walker, a 1v1 specialist, and Josko Gvardiol, Manchester City not only defend well but also effectively join the attack, creating a perfect defensive system. Additionally, Akanji and Ake are ready to step in at any position. Liverpool, with the presence of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate, are also strong contenders. Van Dijk remains one of the top center-backs in the world, with his commanding presence and remarkable composure. Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold always guarantee assists for the Kop. However, Liverpool's defensive stability still needs improvement under Arne Slot. But Arsenal stands out the most. Under Mikel Arteta's leadership, Arsenal's defense has made tremendous progress. The combination of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba creates a solid wall in front of the goal. Ben White and newcomer Ricardo Calafiori provide flexibility and attacking capability from both flanks. Last season, Arsenal kept many clean sheets and minimized the number of goals conceded to the lowest level. This improvement comes not only from tactics but also from the fighting spirit and cohesion of the whole team. Overall, while Manchester United, Manchester City, and Liverpool are building strong defenses, Arsenal truly stands out. The perfect combination of experience, young talent, and solid defensive capabilities makes Arsenal a strong contender for the best defense in the Premier League for the 2024-25 season. With the addition of Calafiori, Arsenal has all the necessary elements to achieve great success this season. And that's why we see the brilliance of Arsenal's management. Since Arteta took over, Arsenal has made numerous changes. There was a time when Arsenal's defense was a symbol of weakness and instability. Before Mikel Arteta took charge, every Arsenal match had fans at the Emirates, as well as those watching from afar, holding their breath whenever the opponent approached the goal. Under coach Unai Emery, Arsenal's defense was often criticized for its looseness and lack of organization. When Mikel Arteta took charge, Arsenal was in crisis. The defense was not only disjointed but also frequently made individual mistakes leading to unnecessary goals. Names like Shkodran Mustafi, Sokratis Papastathopoulos, and David Luiz became subjects of criticism from fans and the media. However, Arteta came with a clear plan. He knew that to rebuild Arsenal, the first thing needed was to strengthen the defense. He experimented and eventually switched to a 3-4-3 formation, which provided more defensive solidity while supporting attacks from wingbacks like Kieran Tierney and Hector Bellerin. This change brought initial positive signs, helping Arsenal win the FA Cup in 2020, but the biggest change did not just come from the tactical formation. Arteta began restructuring the defense by bringing in new players. Gabriel Magalhaes from Lille and Ben White from Brighton brought stability and calmness to the defense. Along with a series of subsequent signings, the defense transformed from a weak point into a very strong aspect of Arsenal. Current Arsenal matches have changed completely. The defense is no longer a weakness but has become the foundation for sharp attacks. Defenders like Gabriel and Ben White are not only good at stopping opponents but also capable of building play from the back, helping Arsenal control the game effectively. Fans can now feel reassured when they see the solidity and calmness in every defensive play. This change comes not only from tactics and personnel but also from the fighting spirit and unity of the whole team. If we talk about Arsenal, a prominent point in their defense is team defense but emphasizing the role of each individual. Arsenal's defense is one of the strongest in the Premier League. A nearly comprehensive defense from defending to attacking, all four mentioned names can defend deep and are ready to push up to support pressing. While some names like Gabriel may not yet reach the level of other center-backs in other teams, the Gunners know how to compensate for each other's weaknesses to become the most solid wall in London. With 29 goals conceded, the last season saw the closest defensive performance to the famous Invincible season's 26 goals conceded. Arsenal's defense has been strong and will be much stronger in the future. Coach Mikel Arteta himself is extremely focused on defensive performance. That's why, after taking charge at Arsenal, he immediately brought in names that could instantly improve the defense. Arteta understands that the defense is the foundation for any deployment. By bringing in Ricardo Calafiori, Arsenal has essentially built their fortress. It is also a declaration of intent from the London club. Their goal is the championship, and somewhere, a record for the best defense in EPL history by surpassing Chelsea's 15 goals conceded in the 04-05 season.